So hello everyone, once again I want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to make video about the social studies book. Yes, and I'm going to tell the answer of all the question which have been coming till now SCC. Yes, and first we'll go by unit wise question, and first is about unit 1, we in our community. And let's listen about introduction of unit 1. Yes, and key factor to be kept in mind from unit 1 lesson are, I will start to read. Yes, first of all, human resources is a key to prosperity in a nation. Skilled, long-term, and sustainable human resources are more advantageous than semi-skilled and unskilled short-term ones. The produced human resources should be managed and used wisely. Nepal has very big prospect of human resource development. Government should have provision on surveying the market and producing human power accordingly. SDI is an index used in showing the overall level of development of nation, which is calculated on the basis of 3 dimensions of people's life. We can rise the status of a country by comparing the SDI of a country with that another. SDI status of Nepal is quite low in the world. Norway ranks the first in the SDI as per the recent calculation by United Nations Development Programme (UNDP). GDI is the different from SDI since the former measure the inequality between the gender in a nation. Nepal was divided into development region in 2029 BS and 37 BS. One tips to remember those dates, any dates, is just remember something important events in that year, in that age. Suppose think that in that 2029 your grandfather had grown in that time. Yes, and like that you need to make logic and keep information in mind so that it won't be forget. Yes, we will forget, but by logic it will come at the time of writing. Better if you use logic. Yes, and now federalism is the dual government system introduced to substitute regionalism and unitarianism. Introduced to substitute regionalism and unitarianism. Among so many bases, geography, ethnicity, language, and population are some of the alternative on dividing the nation into federalism. Though proportional development is possible in federalism, it is an expensive form of government. Nepal needs to follow federalism to address the different diversities existing in the nation. There is province of 7 federal provinces in Nepal as defined by the Constitution of Nepal. The Karnali province is the largest, while the Madhya province is the smallest among all. Madhya province only cover the Tarai area, whereas Karnali province only cover the hill area. The Karnali and Sudur Paschim province are quite unfavorable in terms of climate and topography. And in the world highest Mount peak, Mount Everest, lies in Province 1, and there lies the federal capital in Kathmandu. Kathmandu in Bagmati province, which is most developed province, and Pokhara is known as natural paradise. Nepal falls in Gandaki province. The birthplace of Lord Buddha, Lumbini, falls in Lumbini province. Now we'll go with a very short. What are the questions that has come in SE exam, before SE exam? Yes, we will learn that very short question answer. Now, first question. What should be done for the further the stringence of human resource development in context of Nepal? Skill-based education should be provided to youth to strengthen human resource development in context of Nepal. Skill based education should be provided, And next is different in point human resource development and human resource management. Human resource development is the process of developing resource development. Human resource development, the word is itself clear. Yes, the word itself is definition. Just listen. Human resource development, three word. Human resource development means development of human resource, and in the correct way we will write like this. Human resource development is the process of developing skill, knowledgeable and competency of people, whereas human resource means people, and management means management to people. Yes, it means that it is the process of managing people and providing them job, hiring people, managing people and providing them job. Now next question is, what is SDI? Human Development Index is the statistical tool used to measure a country's overall achievement on its social, educational, and economic dimension, which are based on health of people, their level of education attainment, and their standard living. SDI, Human Development Index, is the statistical tool used to measure the country's overall achievement in its social, educational, economic dimensions, which are based on the health of people, their level of education attainment, and their standard living. Next question. Write one objective of calculating SDI. You need to make logic. Why it is measure? It is measure to know about the overall progress of nation. And write your opinion for against and federalism that contribute in local development. Federalism provide right to the local level which contribute in the local development. Mention any one two positive impact that resulted in community due to the regional development. You can write there is lot of development of infrastructure and locally available means and resources are utilized. And next is mention any one strong aspect carried out by for implementation of federalism in Nepal. By the implementation of federalism means there is decentralization of power from central to local level. Yes, and define federal democratic republic state. Nepal is a federal democratic republic state. It means that it is divided into federal and provincial government ruled by the people's elected head of government and democratic system of governance. Define federalism, the system of ruling in which a group of state provinces are controlled by central government. And next question, definite between the principle of federalism and decentralization in sentence. Federalism refers to the division of a country into different states with the provision of central government, while decentralization means delivering central power to local bodies which may be rural municipality. And next question is, write down any two social characteristics of Karnali province. Two social characteristics of Karnali province are it is the resident of various ethnic communities and it suffers from the social problem than other province. It means character, means how can you know this is a Karnali province? Yes, it's just like that. It means that there are lots of ethnic groups, communities, and it is suffer from social problem. And next is, how does federal ruling system help the development of a country? Federal ruling system helps in the development of a country through decentralization of power, which facilitates utilization of available means and resources to empower the resident of respective place. Next question, state into geographical characteristics of your province. our province 1. Yes, it means that it contains all the land of Tarai Hill and mountain. Yes, and it has temperate climate, alpine climate, and temperate, alpine, and tropical climate. You can say this much. And mentioned into social cultural of Bagmati province. The major inhabitants in province are Newar and Tamang. It is the most developed province. Mentioned in one social characteristics of province. Already tell, yeah. Social means about people. Yes, there are people living Newar, Tamang. you, you can tell. Now we'll begin to short question answer. Okay, human resource development is the foundation for development. If question came this, then you need to write yes, it is true. Human resource development is the foundation for pillar. Yes, because through human resources other resources can be utilized. In the absence of human resources other available resources become useless. For utilizing other resources, any kind like semi skilled or unskilled human resources is important. Furthermore, the importance of human resources for development of nation are: human resources identify the available means and resources and utilize properly. Human resources utilize the available means for economic benefit of a country. Human resources basically skill human resources form a better plan, policies, strategies for development work. Human resources carries out any development work in a sustainable way, long lasting way. Very easy, yes. And now next is we'll begin with the list any 4 roles that can be played by provincial government to upgrade the Human Development Index SDI. How can SDI can be upgrade? Question maybe came like this also. Okay, we can write answer like this. The provincial government can play significant role for upgrading SDI by following ways. First of all, in point number 1, it can establish better and well-managed hospital for proper health facilities. The government can ensure quality education to all residents without cost or with low cost. Employment can be generated by the government so that economic benefit gets upgraded. Yes, and it can establish industries of various type for overall development of economic of the country. No, province. This we are reading about province. And why is SDI? No. What is the formula to calculate SDI? SDI is equals to root 3 cube root per capita income into life expectancy index into education index. Yes, and per capita index is equals to income. Wow, how can we say it like this? In of given country per capita of given country minus world lowest minus world highest divided by world highest minus world lowest, and life expectancy is equals to life expectancy of given country minus world lowest divided by world highest minus world lowest, and education index is equals to given countries mean school year divided by 15 countries estimated school year 18 by 2. Here you need to put some logic to remember this answer, and logic is very simple. First of all, for calculating per capita income index, you need to remember given country. First of all, give minus world lowest divided by highest minus lowest. Simple. Why this happened means we need to get less in our answer in point. Yes, so answer in less number, so we will divide by wall highest minus lowest. Wall highest minus lowest will divided by in next for life expectancy also wall highest minus wall lowest, because we need to take out the lowest number. If we divide given country's number by wall highest number, we will get less number. Very simple. Yes, once again I'm going to tell. Yes, per capita income index is equals to given country minus world lowest divided by world highest minus world lowest, and life expectancy is equals to given country's life expectancy minus world lowest, world highest minus world lowest. And education index, it means that I think you all know that we need to be at least age of 15 years to give SLC. Yes, which means mean school yearing. Yes, so given country mean school yearing divided by 15, and maximum means we need to be 18 years to give SE. Maximum people will be of 18 years while giving SE. So mean school yearing divided by 15, and estimated school yearing means estimated, which means estimated. It's just expected. Expected means maximum people will be of 18 years while giving SE. Yes, simple. Mean school yearing divided by 15, and estimated school yearing divided by 18, and whole divided by 2. And SDI is equals to cube root per capita income index into life expectancy index into educational index. Very simple. Yes, and now we'll begin with next question. Federalism is the foundation of development of a country. Yes, of course. Federalism, because federalism helps in the proper mobilization of means and resources available at local level, because power will be divided, decentralized. Yes, so local level resources will be utilized. And next is bringing balanced development. If government is everywhere, then at least one, if there are 100 government, then one government do one work, then in one area, then there will be development in 100 area. It means that there will be development in all area, which is balanced development in the country. Yes, and there is decentralization of power from central body to local body. Decentralize means distribute. Before our forefather used to go at the central level at Kathmandu for making citizenship, like that. For doing any work, making passport, they need to go visit Kathmandu central. Yes, but it has been decentralized. Yes, and that making citizenship card, birth certificate has been came into the local area. Yes, so this is called decentralization of power. The power is in local bodies for making that citizenship password, which is known as decentralization of power. Yes, decentralization of power, balanced development, proper use of available resources, and next is increased public participation. Just 4 is enough is enough. And next question is definite between federal government and provincial government. Federal government is responsible for national security system. Provincial government is responsible for internal law and order security. What? It's take 18 minutes to cover just 4-5 questions. Shit, man. I used to complete so many questions within this minute. I'll go now serially. Okay. Federal government responsible for national security system. Provincial government responsible for internal law and order security. Federal government formulates policies and programs for development and launch them at central level. Provincial government makes necessary plan, policies, and program for the development work inside the state. Federal government makes financial provision or national monitoring policy at central level, state level. Takes over the responsibility of any federal units during the crisis emergency, carry out day-to-day administration within the federal, provincial, or state. and federal government means represent the nation at the regional and international forms. For national level, carry out the public welfare service like state health, education, transportation, communication service. And in comparison to Thorai region, the hilly and the Himalayan region lag behind in development suggest because of proper utilization of available mentioned resources, the formation of concrete plans and their implementation, equal allocation of budget, increase of public participation, uh, tourism centers in province 1, Halesi Mahadev, Mount Everest, and Sudur Pasim province. Number of Mount Everest is there, yes. And trading centers of province 1, Kakari Vita, Itari, Dharan, Biratnagar, Sudur Pasim means Mahendranagar, Dadheldura, Dipayal, Dhangadi. Main rivers of province 1, Saptakosi, Mechi, and main river of Sudur Pasim province, Karnali. Now, next question is, there are high possibility of hydroelectricity development in Karnali province. How? Yes, it is true that there is high possibility of hydroelectricity development in Karnali province. It is because the province is rich in water resources. There are several rivers in Karnali province, man. There are like the Rara Lake, the biggest lake of Nepal. Just similarly, there are say Foxuna Lake, a fresh water lake of Nepal. The Karnali province, the Karnali, the longest river of Nepal, also falls in the province. This has the several tributaries. What is there? Tributaries such as Mugu, Karnali, Humla, Karnali, Sani, Very, Thuli, Very, etc. River, Tila river also falls there. This riches in water resources causes the high possibility of hydroelectric development. Next question is same question is given in down. There are high possibility of hydroelectricity development in Karnali province. How? Yes, there are high possibility of hydroelectricity development in Karnali province because this province is rich in different rivers. The rivers which flow through this province are Humla Karnali, Mugu Karnali, Thuli, Very, Sani, Very, Tila. Moreover, hydroelectricity can be generated using those water resources. These water are perennial as they origin from the Himalayas or by melting snow with large volume water and generally big, which can help to generate more hydroelectricity. This river flow through the hilly region toward the southern part of Nepal with high speed. High speed means more electricity can be produced. The slope geographical feature is also suitable for generation of hydroelectricity in this province. There are different villages in this province which are lacking of electricity facility. The electricity which can be generated from these rivers can be distributed to this local area. So there will be no problem of electricity. Yes, I hope you are getting me. Yes. Now we will begin to Unit 2. What are the key points to be remembered for Unit 2? We'll read. Yes, sustainable development. What is sustainable development? You just remember sustainable development is the development that means done in the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation. You get? I hope you don't get me. You don't understand my language. Yes, I was so fast. I will make you understand. Listen, sustainable development. Sustainable development. Sustainable development. Sustainable development. You get some logic to remember this. Sustainable development. Sustainable development. Yes, if you get logic, you are really legend, man. Sustain means what? That sustain. What is the meaning of sustain? Remember it. Sustain means what called? Sustain means just like affordable. Yes, what we call sustainable. थाम्न सकिने. Yes. sustainable means thamna sakine development means you can make your own answer also like this. The development which are according to the capacity or which are done according to the available means and resources. You can remember like this, that if you want to write exact development and sustainable development answer, then remember this: sustainable development is the development that needs the present needs that meets the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their common needs. This is the development that meets the need of present generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own need. Now, the sustainable development emerged in 1893 AD from the Brundtland Conference. Brundtland Conference. Brundtland. Brundtland. Brundtland Conference. 3R. It gives values to 3R: recycle, renew, and reuse. And its goal is to economic prosper without depleting nature. And the sustainable development is what called applicable to every field of progress. A project is a plan. Project is a plan made for attaining a certain objectives. Project. What is project? It's a plan made for attaining certain objective. Project is a plan made for attaining certain objective. Project are different types. Yes, short-term project, long-term project. 21 project of national glory have been going on in Nepal. Yes, and mid-hill highway will directly facilitate the people of Tantri district in hilly region. And among the type of human resources, skill human resources are important. Then other skill human resources can provide scientific education and timely training. Skill human resources help in the generating employment, and employment helps for preparing the skill human resources. Millennium Development Goals were set in 2000 AD, and after 15 years, in 2015, Sustainable Development Goals have been developed, and for 15 years only. The development goals have been the interval of 15 years. Okay, you remember this. And the goal of Millennium Development Goals is to reduce poverty globally. There are 17 goals in Sustainable Development Goal, 8 goal in Millennium Development Goal, and 2030 will be achieved. Sustainable development will be achieved by 2030. Now we'll begin to very short question answer. The first question came is in 2074. What should be done for the succession of project of national pride? There should be support and cooperation of civil politics. Yes, leader for succession of pride of national pride. You can just make it right. Yes. Now what is here? And next is, what should be done to complete ongoing development project of Nepal? There must be political stability. Such projects will be launched with the domestic capital. If like Pokhara International Airport is made taking loan from China, yes, if yes, that should not be done to complete national pride, national project of national glory. It should be done with the domestic capital. If done like this, then one day China can China can rule that airport. Hukum jamaunu सक्छ. So this domestic capital is very necessary. How does self-employment helps to enrich economic prosperity of the nation? Self-employment helps to enrich economic prosperity of a nation by reducing the problem of unemployment and contributing the GDP of the country. Next question is given. What is why do right to operate the project of national pride given federalism government? The right to operate the project of national pride given the federal government, because why it is not operated by local level? It is operated by federal level because it need more means and resources, budget, investment. Yes. So federal level government operate project of national glory. Yes, and mentioning two factors that create problems in the completion of project. Two factors that create problems in completion of project are political instability, insufficient budget, and the country which are the now short question. We will begin from short question answer. The country which has the sufficient skill human resources that develop rapidly support the above statement with 4 points. The country with sufficient skilled manpower. Yes, if country has sufficient human resources, then various development can be available means will be used properly. Skilled human resources helps to understand the importance of sustainable developments. It play important role for formation of plans and policies, helps for establishment of different industries and required technologies. And next question mentioning four challenges for sustainable development in Nepal: lack of skilled human resources, poor challenges for sustainable development: lack of skilled human resources, protection of natural environment. Nepal is the phase of rapid development. To meet the sustainable development, there is a strong need of protecting of natural environment. Since it is quite difficult to protect natural environment and conduct development activities that become the challenge. Maintenance of social justice. There is strong voice and maintenance social justice in Nepal. There are previous inequalities and discrimination among the peoples. Challenges for development, sustainable development: establishing sustainable economic growth for upgrading Nepal to medium income country. Sustainable development growth must, but at this moment, almost all economic indicators are either static or falling. And next question: what are the challenges to obtain the goal of sustainable development? The development goal prepared by UN or to achieve in 16 to 30 by the countries of the world are referred as sustainable development goal. Till date, there are altogether 17 goals set. Yes, and the major challenges to achieve that goal are poverty, lack of good governance, poor vision of leader, and difficult topography, socio-cultural backwardness, illiteracy, and ignorance of people. And next question is what type of investment do you prefer in ongoing development? This is all about your opinion. My opinion is I prefer in internal investment. Yes, the internal investment makes the country self-reliant. It assures the sustainability of projects. It increases trust on government, creates favorable environment for further projects. It has to complete the project on time, and the local level development plan and its implementation bring positive impact in development level. Yes, there is no doubt that the local level development plan and its implementation bring positive impact in the development of a local level. It is because the plan made in local level can be fulfilled the short-term as well as long-term needs of local people. It promotes the sense of we and our togetherness among the people. It increases public participation and trust among people. It realizes available means and resources. And next question is: so the relationship between human resources and employment. There is direct relationship between human resources and employment opportunity. Both of them help each other in functioning and existence. One fulfill the needs of other and vice versa. For example, human resources generate the employment opportunity in the nation by mobilizing available means and resources. It creates new possibility of employment in different sector. It creates space for self-employment. Just in the same way, employment opportunity provides work for human resources. It provides platform for sharpening their skill. Efficiency of human resources. Unless people get employment opportunity, a country cannot develop. Skill human for cannot develop. Hence, both human resources and employment opportunities necessary. And next, can Nepal force poverty by exporting hydroelectricity? Of course, why not? Why not? 83,290 megawatt hydroelectricity can be produced by utilizing the water resources in Nepal. And if those hydroelectricity is produced, then why not Nepal will not get phosphorus? There is no doubt. Because Nepal can earn foreign currency by exporting electricity. Nepal will become popular in the world to produce hydroelectricity. So more tourism, there is possibility of tourism development. Yes, and yes, 83,290 megawatt will be produced, and the high production of hydroelectricity create employment, man. And Midwell Puspala highway importance. Yes, the highway facilitates the people in the hilly region east to west. Transportation problem will be solved. Yes, and Himalayan region will be benefited. Tarai also benefited. Hilly also benefited. The vegetables produced in hilly and Himalayan region won't be what called damage. Yes, they will get market. It will be control migration to Tarai. Yes, and now next question is, how do haphazard development bring destruction? Of course, haphazard developments bring destruction in the what call destruction. Yes, suppose if road is constructed without uh, proper plan. Yes, if road is constructed, it go in the name of development. If it destroy all the forest of your area, then doesn't it become problem? There will be a lack of rain. The temperature of your area will be rises. There will be improper rainfall. Yes, no what called good air. There will be polluted air, no fresh air without forest. Yes, one thing is that. And in the name of development, you establish industry near to your home. Doesn't it produce air pollution? Doesn't it harm your body again? Of course it will harm. It's not it, if harm, then your life will be, you will be dead, and it's not it destruction. Yes, and similarly, the problem of climate change, global warming has been going up due to this haphazard development, and which has destroyed the ice of Himalayan regions, causes acid rain, and have brought different type of pandemic in the world. So haphazard development is destruction, man. You can make yourself answer. Yes, now I'm going to write another unit 3 lesson, and which is about our social values and norms. Now let's go through the key points to be remembered from the unit 3. The important place are things holding any speciality on them is called national heritage. National heritage are the place which hold speciality, the important things that hold speciality on them. Very simple. National heritage means the things that have some specifically what no speciality on them. The UNESCO has enlisted 10 of the natural and cultural and historical sites of Nepal in the World Heritage Site. 10. Among them, 2 are natural, 3 are historical, and remaining are religious or cultural. Important. Most of the heritage were enlisted in UNESCO in 1970 and 80. It is the responsibility of everyone to protect and promote heritage. The songs that are related to any culture, ethnicity, or group of people are folk song that are related to culture, ethnicity, or group of people are called folk song. Nepal is very rich all type of folk song, festival based, community based, region based folk song. We speak of contemporary society, culture, ethnicity group. Nowadays folk songs have been popular in the world due to Dohori. You know Dohori, yes? You know Ramesh Varsai, yes. Dohori singer. Yes, Dohori. Folk song means Dohori. And what does that Dohori? Dohori is the song that is related to any culture, ethnicity, group, or people. And it is our duty to preserve, promote folk song. Nepal is very rich for folk music. Yes, folk musical instrument can be categorized into 3 based that is based on playing, nature of playing. Folk musical instruments are made of locally available minerals. The 5 musical instruments commonly known as panche, baja, and other instruments such as are madal, murari, basuri, shankha are widely used in Nepal. Dance is performed on song and its music that rests on body movements. Nepal culture, religious diversity have enriched in traditional and regional dances. Classical dances take their themes from religious background. Classical dances take their themes. Themes means content from religious background. They are performed with specific aspect. Folk dance are typical performance based on the particular culture and way of life. The remarkable days that have some historical and social achievement. Remarkable day that have some historical and social importance is known as National Day. Nepal observes a number of day national day to inspire the citizen to the something good for sake of nation and nationality. Education Day is celebrated to promote quality education and honor to the academically sound student and educational institution. Constitution Day, Democracy Day, National Unity Day, Martyrs Day are observed to institutionalize democracy, promote rights and freedom. To promote democracy, to institutionalize democracy and promote rights and freedom of citizens. Women Children Day, Labor Day are celebrated to honor, promote the status of concern. We should observe the national days so institutionalize democracy and keep patriotism. Kailash Satyarthi is a great name working in the welfare of children, mainly against child labor and healthy rehabilitation. Satyarthi Save the Children movement. Bachpan Bachao Andolan was very influential to inspire the whole world. Satyarthi has rescued about 83,000 children from the rescue work from around the 144 country of the world. Satyarthi, Kailash Satyarthi. Bachpan Bachao Andolan. Dr. Martin Luther King was a great leader and social activist for non-violent civil disobedience. Martin Luther King fought strongly against color discrimination between the black and the white in the USA and became the able to establish racial equality. Martin Luther King proved that peace demonstration unlike violence can stronger to change the course of history. Dr. King's speech, I Have a Dream, is regarded as the world's most inspiring public. The courtesy that regards the world as the courtesy that regard the world as a common home and the people on it are family members known as universal brotherhood. Universal brotherhood keep the sense of we, our and oneness. There is need of universal brotherhood to unite people among the make world ideal living place. We can promote universal brotherhood by giving up pride, developing the democratic culture, dialogue, negotiation. Many local region global organizations have been trying to promote universal brotherhood. Early citizens are true assets of nation because they are huge source of many things. Early age is natural phenomenon and takes with many symptoms. Many of early people have been victimized and do not get proper care for their own children. The government should strongly make policy for early ones. All the change to mindset, changing body activities. Now we'll go for a very short answer. Heritage means that any natural artificial that have some specificity on them. Any precious natural or artificial object preserved by our forefathers like temples, artists. That into advantage of preserving cultural heritage. It promotes tourism. It popularizes the name and fame of the country. Next question. In which race is Dhan Nach practice? Tradition of Dhan Nach is practiced in Limbu ethnicity. In which the Khari folk musical, the Khari, the Kari folk musical, the Kari of folk musical instruments widely practiced in Mithila region and Janakpur of province too. Mentioning one importance of classical dance. Classical dance promotes the religious faith. It is take the theme from religious. How long does universal how does universal brotherhood play a significant role to set up peace in the world? Universal brotherhood plays a significant role to set up peace in the world by promoting tolerance, mutual cooperation among the nation and the people of the world. Right responsibility towards all elder citizens in one sentence. Respect, take care of them. Slogan that display importance of education day. Let's not do discriminate boys and girls. Provide free education for all. Wow. Let's not discriminate for boys and girls. Provide free education for all. Now, third question. It is appropriate that stakeholder being active in renovation and maintenance of heritage is a special occasion. No, it is not appropriate being stakeholder active in renovation and maintenance of heritage in a special occasion day only. It is because heritage are identity and treasure of nation. Their time renovation maintenance can only sustain for longer time. If heritage are repaired, maintained and renovated on time, they can attract large number of tourists. Once the heritage lost their structural identity, is very hard to regain lost glory. Occasional attention to stakeholder on renovation and the maintenance of heritage even causes the loss of prestige to the stakeholder. Beside the heritage enlisted in the World Heritage Site, what should government of Nepal to enlist? Government of Nepal should enlist other heritage. Heritage in the world list of UNESCO. Following work to enlist other heritage. The government should protect, promote, and maintain all heritage for national importance. There should be timely renovation. It should be publicized. Its local people should be aware about importance and protection of it. The historical and cultural site and monuments should be modernized and built up in typical style without diverting original form. Uh, what measures need to be implemented to protect the originality of folk song? There should be wide awareness. People should listen the song and music that have typical kind of Nepali essence. Government should award the artists engaged in the production of typical folk song and music. There should be strong relationship. No. Censorship to allow the song and music that carry originality. Ban those which create whim, copy, our whim, WH whim among people. The ban music which create whim among people. Some folk musical instruments are in the condition of being extinct. What should be done to preserve? Government should establish musical instrument museums. Government should foster concern group to use that. INGO and NGO should be encouraged to carry out research. The practice of musical instruments which are extinction should be increased. The tune of endangered folk musical instruments should be recorded and conserved. What role do you have you played to conserve the local musical instrument? I try to learn playing some of the such instrument. I either teach other people around my place to learn instrument. Madal. I take part in the folk dance competition. I organize folk dance competition as well as folk music in the village. Also, folk music represents the culture and peace. Folk music represents the culture and peace. The tradition and original music which are practiced in particular place or area is called folk song. The folk song represents the tradition and culture of a particular place and place. It is because of music prepared according to the cultural lifestyle tradition of the certain place. Folk music of Nepal is explaining the location, climate, and other features of place. Similarly, it is highlighting the social tradition, culture, and festivals of the particular community address. For example, Deuda of Sudur Pasim, Hori of Mithila, Eastern region, Tarai, Hakpare of Eastern Nepal, Saudi of Rai, Chandi of Rai, Palam of Limbu, Saibru of Sherpa, Tamang Selo of Tamang people, religious community, but they are representing our unique original culture tradition. They are rising our prestige, national, international, protecting, promoting our culture. Write your view towards the implement of different communities in preservation of folk musical instrument. Because the folk musical instruments represent their culture, instruments belonging to their communities, but the extinction due to Western influence. They want to popularize, promote their instrument, future generation. This may be due to extreme nationality to their nation and culture. And next question is Many classical and folk dances practiced in our country are in the condition of extinction. What should be done to preserve them? Write a letter to the editor. Uh, First of all, in write date, place, date, and to the editor, the Kantipur publication, Kathmandu, Nepal, preservation of classical and folk dance. Dear sir, I would like to put forward a few recommendations for the preservation of our classical and folk dances. In the name of modernization, people are blindly following Western culture. As the result, we have been losing our national identity. We have our own immutable tradition, custom, and values. Classical dance and folk dances which represent the uniqueness in the world. We can learn Western musicals, and but not at the cost of our classical and folk dances. People are not concerned about their own identity. Therefore, some of the classical dances and folk dances have been disappeared. Some of the there should be all people realized about the importance of this years sincerely. Our classical and folk music are in the verge of extinction. What should be done by the local level? The local level launch awareness program. There should be feeling pride of indigenous community. This should be conduct various classical folk dance competition in the community. This should communities folk dance of their communities and the nation of the follow the and what role should government have to make international folk dance competition successful? The government must make the all effort in the properly advertising, promoting manner. The government must encourage Nepali ethnic to participate in the competition. The government must able to welcome multicultural groups from outside of the country. The Nepalese observe the national day on 8th September every day. Observe how it is observed by organizing different sorts of programs like quiz, sport, distributing prize rewards by inviting educational expert to give speech by announcing different families. So more and more students for benefit of their education. State and four roles to be performed by citizens to preserve our social norms and values. Social norms and values. Uh, Citizens can teach. They should practically follow them. They should notify and improve some of the social norms and values. They should make the people aware who are violence as rules when the citizens perform the rules are abuses. Every year, 8 March is observed International Women Day. Women Day to have the sustainable end of women violence. The community and the state should play. The state should form strong law against women. There should be strong implementation law and the made laws should be followed strongly. Both the community and the state should pray great for the women empowerment. They should widely aware the people against women violence. We observe the matters they to respect the country. It is true that we observe matters they to respect the contribute our matter matriarch instead of giving just speech and literature. We can other program also in the matters they just below. First of all, we have the grand land and status of the matters. Secondly, we started to launch seminars and rallies in the community. We have to understand the present status of the family member of the matters. Finally, we need to overcome the committed party. What sort of changes may occur in our society if safe children like movement conduction by Kailash Satyarthi, tradition of keeping children as domestic violence following sport of sorts of challenge changes may occur in our society if we Movements such as Save the Child of Parasite is conducted here. Traditional keeping of child domestic violence will be work. Keeping of children is lavish in transportation system will be in. Children will not have to work in the factory. And next question is, in a program organized on the occasion of Children Day, intellectual person said children cannot utilize their right till children feel security in the nation. I want to present the following based for logic. Unless children cannot feel secure, they cannot move around to use they cannot move around to use their rights to freedom. Without security, the children cannot learn freely. With children cannot participate in extracurricular uh, activities. Moreover, children cannot spend their time by playing roaming. Pasang Lamu Sherpa is our national hero. She is one of the best role models for not only Nepalese but also for numerous female. Pasang Lamu Sherpa was the first woman to climb on Mount Everest. She made her own and all Nepalese yet held high. She proved that Nepalese are not respecting family and parents develop fraternity and brotherhood. Do you agree with this statement? Yes, I totally agree with this. The person who respect family members and parents can better understand the familiar behavior he or she can take in all familial activities and can share the sorrows, happiness. The person become no burden to family, rather he or she will contributing something good to the family. Such person remain cheerful and can adjust easily in any adverse situation. Moreover, the long term who person who res- moreover the person who respect family members also on respect love culture. Further, this increases cooperation. Family strong has been the winning thus ultimately this leads to the development fraternity brotherhood. Now we'll begin to the unit 4. Yes, unit 4. The trading of women for wrong purpose is known as human trafficking. Human traffickers either lure victims or use force to compel them. Pale, the Palermo Protocols of the UN General Assembly 2000 have prohibited human trafficking in person. Human trafficking generally takes place for sexual abuse, forced organ trade. 7,000 women and girls are trafficked to India every year, according to the UNICEF. United Nations International Children Emergency Fund. Child traffickers use the children for begging organs, or organ trade, and transparent tourism have totally been banned by the Islam Declaration of 2008. Domestic violence is the power based on the social problem, unlike untouchability, which generally is caste based. And organ trade and transviolent tourism have totally banned by the Istanbul Declaration of 2008. Domestic violence is the power-based social problem, like unlike untouchability, which generally is caste-based. The act of abusing other in domestic setting is known as domestic violence. The victim of domestic violence are generally female, children, and domestic workers. The victims of domestic violence go through several mental physical problems. The act of considering a certain caste group untouchable is called untouchability. Untouchable creates injustice, inequality, and humiliation among the victims. The laws formulated so far should be implemented strictly to end disability. Chaupati Pratha prohibits women to enter house during their menstrual cycle. Childbirth dowry system has been a curse to bride family and has also caused domestic violence against human. Both Hindu and Muslim are victimized by the Gunta Pratha. Devkis are offered in temple, whereas Jumats are offered in monastery. By victimizing the daughter of family, education, mass literacy, strong law can help to minimize social evil. Jean Henry Downat Jean Henry Downant Downant D-U-N D-U-N-A-N-T Dunant Jean Jen Jean Henry Dunant Jean Henry Dunant established Red Cross in 1863 by seeing the bad condition of Battle of Solferino. No. The Red Cross provides the first aid training voluntary victims to the ones suffering from natural calamities, wars, and disaster. Sir Major Baden-Powell formed the Succout in 1907 with 20 boys aiming to serve the orphan victimized by the World War II. The Scout committed to develop leadership skill among the youth, remain active, move control on other social work. SOS formed by the Hermann Geminier was established in 1949 to look after the orphan rescued children. The SOS Children Village have been established in more than 134 countries with the aim to provide love, support, care to orphan and helpless people. The plan Nepal has operated to child development program is more than in more than 40 districts. The function of the plan Nepal are to assure education, health, economic security, protection to children as part of inborn rights. The IUCN is a very active nature-related organization that work for the promotion and protection of nature and natural resources. It is helping to conserve the biodiversity, breeding of flora and fauna. The role of organizations such as DENIDA, Disease, ILO, INF, NORAD, and Rotary International are important in minimizing various social problems. Social problems can classify into different types on the basis of their form, origin, and nature. The malpractice found in particular area, region based on the social problems, so gender-related provisions are originated due to discrimination. The problem that appears due to domination over a lingual group to another lingual group comes under language-based social discrimination. Caste-based social problems appears due to discrimination by rich people to poor people. We should identify the root causes of social problem and provide education. Social problem, unwilling human activities which harms the development of a society. Prepare a slogan, creates awareness on gender violence. Let's do not keep silence, wipe out gender violence. Mention the role that play local government to combat trafficking around awareness campaign. And next question. Mention a role that should be played by the government to control human trafficking. The government should formulate the strong law against human trafficking and implement the existing laws properly. Write a role that local government can play to control domestic violence. The local government can monitor the cases of domestic violence, formulate strict law in the and punish culprit. And what is your opinion about Devki Patha? Devki custom is a bad practice in Sudur Paschim and Karnali province, which must be invested very soon to provide girl rights. Prepare an attractive slogan to create awareness on social custom. Bad social custom. Social order is the true identity of a civilized society. Writing one social problem mention solution. The social prevention in our society is corruption, uh, strict implementation of law. Only the formulation of law does not ensure the eradication of social evil. Give example to justify an example to justify that claim. Prevailing caste discrimination existing in the society, uh, because this is the against law, but it has not been eradicated yet. Whom do you consider responsible for ineffective implementation effort to control child labor? I consider government responsible for ineffective implementation effort to control child labor because it has been very weak in implementation of law made so far. Mention any evil custom that is found in Himalayan region, that is Juma Pratha. Yes, and DIDA stand for what does the Danish International Development Agency DIDA Danish International Development Agency, and write the name in his main work. Yes, if cap, the man wearing cap come, then is Robert Baden Powell. Robert Baden Powell. He established Scott in 1907 in England, and if the person came with that Switzerland logo, he is Jean Henry Dunant, and if come that what call two person or children catching the what flower, it seems like flower or whatever, if two children come, then it is the SOS associated with Dr. Herman Giminier, G me inner, and prepare Jean Henry Downant and Robert Baden Powell Scott, and prepare a model against human trafficking. Let's respect the human beings. Punch the person who will involved in human trafficking. Whom do you consider the most responsible for prevailing of untouchability? I consider literate people are most responsible for prevailing of the untouchability in the society. Now, short question, okay. Domestic violence cannot be minimized until awareness program are launched in the family. Domestic violence cannot be minimized until the awareness program are launched in the family and the community effectively. Now, violence or negative behavior, scolding, beating, physical torture, mental torture, verbal, economic harm with family member at home is called domestic violence. The case of domestic violence are increasing day by day in the name of dowry due to literacy, poverty, drug addiction, leading and borrowing of poverty, and illegal relationship in the community. Women, children, and domestic workers have been made victim by the domestic violence in Nepal. Due to different negative effects are seen in the person due to domestic violence. It causes tension, anxiety, loss of courage, disorder, and depression. A person who is affected by domestic violence cannot work properly due to fear. In course of time, he or she suffer from the mental problem, and victims may commit suicide also. It causes family misunderstanding, conflict, and breakup in relationship. It creates negative impact on senior citizen, women, children in the family. So uh, government, social organizations, civil society, and intellectual people should run awareness programs in the society against domestic violence. How will you react while it is discussed regarding taking and giving dowry in your family members' marriage? Giving and taking dowry. What is this, man? In my family members this discuss about giving dowry in future, I will react like this. I will tell all the family members about negative impacts of dowry. I will suggest my family to provide equal share of property to daughter instead of dowry. I will explain the legal provision regarding dowry, like malpractice of society. I will strongly discourage all my family members not to think about taking and giving dowry. If they give, then I will call police and send them into jail. Yeah. Now, if later asked to write at a local level for describing prevent girl trafficking, human trafficking. Then to the chairperson, that says das village Nepal, to prevent child and human trafficking. Respected sir or ma'am, with respect, I would like to mention that our municipality had recently solved social problem cause there is a selling of organ by some people of our village. It is caused due to poverty, lack of awareness in them. It is a social problem. It should be stopped before it is spread into other municipality. We used to get support from you to control in our area. Some of the youth of our area have performed organization and started to control it. We have to come initiate it, identify the victims. If you support us, we can make our programs more effective. Hoping to hearing you positively. Thank you. That's sincerely. What does the following picture indicate? If that black man is going to hit a girl with his punch, then it is a domestic violence. Yes, and effects are such kind of activity violates women rights, creates quarrel, lack of peace, conflict in the society. It promotes cause of gender related violence in the society. Violence encouraged in the society. Yes, and next, dowry taking and giving are social crimes. Yes, I agree, this is of course, because giving and taking dowry is totally against human right and women rights. It promotes gender inequality and violence. Taking a dowry by bridegroom might create a huge financial crisis in the bride family. Inability of bride family to give dowry demanded dowry can result in a number of consequences such as harassment, domestic violence, so bride, even murder sometimes. Demanding as well as giving away dowry inspire new generation to follow the same. As the result, this tradition remain prevalent in the society. How will you convince the parents who insist to give dowry to daughter? I will tell them in impact of dowry. I will convince them that daughter should be provided education rather than dowry. I will make them clear about giving and taking is illegal by law. Giving and taking dowry is illegal. I will encourage them to participate in the awareness campaign to spread awareness among the people in the community. Although untouchability is illegal act, it has not been eradicated. How will you convince a people community believing untouchability? I will clarify him or her to on the historical background of emergence of casteism. I will convince him or her people that become great heart by not caste. People become great by heart, not by caste. I will make him understand the value of human beings. I will make him or her constitutional provision and made. I will make him aware about constitutional provisions in Constitution of Nepal about casteism, subvention into social programs, prevention, corruption and girl trafficking. We can solve it, but I can solve by following ways. I will arouse awareness among the people against corruption and girl trafficking. I will ban entrance to corrupt and girl trafficking to create corruption free society. I will complain or inform the police if corrupt person traffickers are found involved in illegal activities. I will help inspect the every government office border areas. And if you have to write what call newspaper, then you have to write at first editorial and headlines in top and then in 3 paragraph answer. Next question: what will be the positive impact in our society if untouchable is banned? There will be less differences between untouchable people. The people so-called low caste will be more developed. The parity index will be less than today because of less gap between rich and poor people. The condition of human rights, social development, economic prosperity will be better. The various study practice have justified that the rate of migration, the social evils in provinces. I highlight the governmental role behind it. Government of Nepal has formulated a strong law. It has implemented the law strictly. It has been avoiding people widely launching different types of programs. It has been modifying or changing some evils in less. And next question. International Labour Organization has carried out several programs to end the child labor, but this problem has not solved yet. Why? Why? Because the rich and poor people, powerful people, have been using child labor in their home. Many children come from rural areas and move around their different parts of the cities. Therefore, the exact number of such children is difficult to find, and it is challenges for rehabilitation. And whenever the child activist visits families, many children pretend if they were the member of family. Due to this reason, ILO and ILO and NGOs find difficult to eradicate it. Though the government of Nepal has signed the Declaration and Resolution of Child Labor and incorporated them in the constitution and bylaw, the implementation of such law existing situation of child is not reviewed, and suggestion uh, to a person or group to open an institution to protect and develop orphan. They have to make both short-term and long-term plans. They have to take continuous suggestion and feedbacks from community, intellectual, volunteers, people. They need to run organization for bringing all-round development of a children, not only the bringing dollars. They should work in collaboration with social organization of the community. Although many international organizations have been working in Nepal to solve the social problem, the problem has not resolved. What might be the reason? Nepal is a developing country where most of the people are related. In such a country, we find number of social problems existing haphazardly. To solve such problems, a number of international and international organizations are working actively. However, they have not been able to gain full success to eradicate the problem from the root. There are so many reasons for their unsuccess. The major reason for unsuccess is the widespread of ignorance and illiteracy among people. Similar, the network of social problems have been very strong, which is very challenging and difficult to uproot. It cannot be easily eradicated. The third reason behind their failure is political instability. The poor plan and policy and implementation of law. Next, it is essential to implement the law effectively to eradicate social customs. Without strong implementation of law, people violate any sorts of order warning system declared by government. People develop fear and do not commit any bad social custom if law is implemented effectively. Yes, and people become above law. If people become above law, power and domination become above law. No, power and domination become above law. Below law, people become below law. Unless law is effectively implemented, the practice of bad social custom increases more and more. How are you observe the activities of Nepal Sokout and Red Cross? Red Cross Nepal Sokout provides food, clothes, and other necessary things for victims. It actively involves in controlling crowd in various, especially in Pashupatinath Temple, the city. This Red Cross runs blood transfusion programs by setting up blood bank and provides blood to sick people and needy people. Provides food, clothes, money to victims and natural calamities. Red Cross Society has people conducting health service campaign training to youth primary. So what activities have been carried out by Junior Red Cross Circle established in your school? It collects fund for victims of flood, earthquake, landslide. It launches the tree plantation program. It runs blood donation programs in the support of Red Cross district chapter blood bank. It takes initiation of cleanliness program around school with the help of municipality office. Presents your opinions in 4 points on assistance of international organization in the society economic development of Nepal. They have helped to solve social problems, which is praiseworthy. They have provided economic support for education, health facilities development. They have provided fund to government to run small to large project. They run awareness activities. That has made Nepalese literate in many issues. Although their contribution is great, the government of Nepal must regulate activities in the name of social work. The hidden motive must not be given chance to foster. How far have the social politics And next question, must come question. Explain the establishment of Red Cross Society and the contribution or state the function of Red Cross Society. Nepal is a member of World Family. Red Cross Society has now spread in the all over world. So 183 countries, including Nepal, have set up national branches of Red Cross Society in countries. Nepal Red Cross Society was established in 1963 AD. Since then, since then, Nepal Red Cross Society have been actively playing in Nepal. The contribution of Nepal Red Cross, it is providing food, clothes, money in victims and calamities. It is helping to rehabilitate the refugees and the victims of the calamities. It is looking after the sick people by providing medical treatment and distributing medicine. It is running blood transmission programs by setting up bank and providing blood to sick and needy people. It is running child health care and protection programs. It provides clean drinking water to all people. It is providing short-term training for non-developed countries. Thus, it is serving all human beings of the world regarding of their caste, color, generation. As increase in literacy, Nepal, why could not social problem decreases? Many of the social problems have deeply been rooted in the society. Many people have been committing various social problems in the name of their culture, traditions. The literacy rate is increasing mainly in urban areas rather than in remote area. The implementation of law in poor people is very poor that encourage people to commit repeat social problems. Next question, what role do you play to control the social problems in your area? We can request government to educate all people and eradicate girl trafficking. We support organization that work against social problem. Yes, and help to eradicate unemployment, poverty problems. Uh, Pressure government for formulation of plans and policies, and play actively role to punish people who are involved in social problems. Civil society, intellectual people, non-government organization should work actively. 5. Civic consciousness. The legislature or parliament is the national body of the representative. I have less time, so I will go directly to the short question answer. Okay. How is your provincial parliament inclusive? Yeah, your what called 1 marks question will not come from this civic society consciousness. Is directly 4 marks question and one question. How is your provincial parliament inclusive? Clarify the inclusive by writing letter to your friend. First of all, date and place. Now you need to write, dear friend, dash. How are you doing over there? Hope all is well. As you are curious to know about the composition of provincial parliament of my province and its inclusive nature, I am writing about the same. As you already know, Nepal is the process to institutionalize federalism as per the provision of Constitution of Nepal. As I give province 3, I am going to write about you. As you give province 3, I am going to federal parliament of my member. There are 110 members in provincial parliament, provincial assembly. The members are elected on the two bases, FPTP and first past the post, and PR, proportional representation 110. FPTP and first past the post, and PR, proportional representation. Among the total 66 are member elected through PR basis in totally in inclusive nature. They come from different gender, caste, ethnicity, culture, background, marginalized groups, and speaker and deputy speaker of my province belong to different gender, ethnic group. Mr. Speaker, the composition of provincial palace. CPN, Maoist, Nepali Congress, United Socialist, Vivekshil Saja, NMKP, RPP, Independent, Vacant. I want to bid by for now. Please keep in touch with this. Happy friend. Convey my greeting to your mom and dad, brothers as well. Also, do not forget to write about composition of provincial assembly of your province. And next question is first past the post. First past the post means people cast vote proportional election. People cast vote to political parties, cast vote to candidates. And first past the post, the candidates are elected directly on the basis of merit basis. That is the one getting majority votes win the election. That in proportional election, the candidates are elected on basis of proportion. That is the total number of votes cast to the party. A nation is divided into various election constituency, and each constituency will have different candidates protesting from different political parties for a single position. As a nation is divided regarded as single election constituency, and different political parties will contesting for guaranteeing more seats with more number of votes. Any candidate despite his or her background character may win, and in proportional election the candidates are chosen and elected from the closed list based on the proportional representatives from diverse ethnic group background. Yes, and according to the present constitution of Nepal, vote of no confidence cannot be registered against the government till 2 years in the parliament. What do you think? Yes, this system will help to maintain political instability in the nation. What will you think? The provision of not resisting vote of constitution the government will treat is very good because this system helps to maintain the political stability, make government responsible to their words and work. The government gets enough time to prove himself. People get enough time to evaluate government and their work. And suppose you are given the responsibility of chief minister of your province through recently held election. Writer for points play a role. How will you play a role? Uh, I will make effective plans and policies for sustainable development. I will utilize available natural resources. I will promote tourism through publicity of heritage. I will generate employment opportunities by establishing large industries. And uh, next question is clarify the fact that judiciary should be free and fair. The dialogue between two then greater friends have chat during their lunch break in their school. Malu, Balu, Malu. Do you remember this morning discussion topic in social studies? I am not much clear about it. Oh, was it about judiciary? Can you please remind me specific topic? Yes, it was. We especially interacted on the topic judiciary should be fair and free. Oh, I see. I have understood everything about the topic well. I cannot be okay. Then could you please tell me? Then could you please tell me to understand everything about the topic well? Okay, then could you? Yes, yes. Of course. Actually, a country judiciary needs to be free and fair. Free in the sense that it should not be influenced by any political party, leaders, minister, or any other influential person or organization. It should be fair in sense of providing impartial judgment and unbiased justice to everyone. On Oh, then that is the meaning of free and fair judiciary. But why should it be so? It should be free and fair. It is the organ to interpret law. It judicial organ is not free and fair. Law interpretation will be partial, and there will be injustice, political confusions in the society country. Oh, really? Yes, not only that, this organ needs to be free and fair also because it is the guardian of people's fundamental rights. Similarly, it is responsible for maintaining rule of law in the nation. For fulfilling this function, it need to be free and fair or only function independent partially. Consequently, there are proper justice, guarantee of fundamental rights, proper interpretation of law, good governance in the nation. Oh, now I understood how necessary it is to make judiciary free and fair. Thank you so much for teaching me this. No, mention friend. I can share with you the ideas that I'm clear about. Now let's go classroom because lunch break is nearly over. Then they head towards their classroom. Why was the voters' education for the election of members of federal parliament and the provincial election 2005 found not effective expected? Because there are two-level voting system in the same date using three ballot papers made illiterate people confused. The period of voter education campaign was very short. The election campaign could not reach to all area, but many citizens did not take election seriously. And next question is write clearly any two causes and measures why vote is must election. Vote is must because it happens to but many vote becomes invalid in elections. Following are significant causes why vote becomes invalid. It happens due to lack of sufficient voter education to the voters. We use traditional voting system which is not more friendly, voter friendly. Following to minimize problem, voter education should be given efficiently to the voters. Digital voting system can minimize the number of invalid votes. Yes, and directly to the next question. Next. Social privilege for women that are equal to the equal those of men are called women right. Women right. Among them, what kind of rights are you utilizing now which have been provided by World Human Rights? There are 30 articles in the UN Declaration of Universal Human Rights. Yes, Nepal has also approved this declaration. Therefore, we all Nepalese are enjoying almost all rights mentioned in declaration. Some of the key aspects are all human beings are born free and equal, no discrimination on any basis, freedom of movement within the national boundary. This right I have given following benefits. I am treated equally in my country, no but discrimination based on caste, color, religion, profession. I can express my opinion without any obstacles. I can move anywhere within a country. Prepare a model on editorial title. The role that can be played by executive in formulating laws. A model of an editorial title. The role that can be formulated in laws is prepared below executive. Editorial the role played by executive in formulating law. Formulation of law according to the will and need of people is the function of legislature. For this purpose, the executive presents a bill in the meeting of legislature parliament. Several discussions are held in the meeting of different communities and sub-communities on the presented bill. After the discussion on the bill, those communities make necessary changes and if bill passed by two-third majority, it becomes law. When the parliament is not session, the government issue ordinance which required for running the daily activities and ruling of the country. The ordinance which are issued by government and sealed by the president are implemented as the law of the country. Critically comment the interrelationship between human rights and fundamental rights. The interrelationship of human rights and human rights are universal. They are implemented all over the world. Fundamental rights are limited in a particular country. They are mentioned in the constitution and implemented within the country. Human right comes under the international law. Fundamental rights comes under the national law. Similarly, human rights is inborn right of human beings, but fundamental rights are specific right guaranteed by the state in the constitution. International law make monitoring mechanism of human right. The fundamental rights of the people are protected and promoted the constitution of the country. Fundamental rights are not human rights, but all the human rights are fundamental rights. Human rights and fundamental rights play important role for all-round development in the country, but cases of violation of such rights increase day by day every day. Since dutiful while exercising the rights, strict punishment should be implemented. Next question. Why legislature is law factory? Legislature is called the law factory because major function of the legislature is to make law according to the will and interests of people. Compare the provision formation of legislature in present constitution and interim constitution. There will be bicameral Federal legislature system, House of Representatives and National Assembly. The federal legislature consists of bicameral parliament, House of Representatives and National Assembly, whereas the provinces unicameral provincial assembly. In federal system, the House of Representatives consists of 275 members, House of Representatives 275 members, National Assembly consists 59 members. The House of Representatives will be formed among the members elected on the basis of 165 members FPTP directly elected, and from 165 members constitutes 110 members. 10 members based on PR from the whole country is one election. The provision of formation legislative interim constitution are the provision was unicameral parliament called legislature parliament. The provision of transferring and remaining constitution assembly members as legislative parliament as members as legislature parliament member to. There was provision of transferring and remaining the Constituent Assembly members as legislature parliament member. The legislature constituted of 601 members. They were elected, nominated on 3 FPTP members per PR and nomination. Through composed of same members, the legislature and Constituent Assembly will remain separate and function independently. Clarify the interrelationship among legislature, executive, judiciary in accordance with the Constitution of Nepal. Legislature formulates laws and policies. Legislature can impeach head of state judges, head of constitutional organ which has legislature control budget of government. As a single rupees cannot be expenses without its approval. Executive means Prime Minister. Minister take part in the legislature process of bill. Minister initiate bill in the legislature, and execute is the one of the enforce all decision made by the legislature. Executive has the power to modify the punishment awarded by the highest court of law. Judiciary gives advice to legislature and executives. Judiciary also asks executive to stand before it in any case of violence, misinterpretation, or confusion. If keeps in regards with the power and authority legislature and executive, the judiciary has power clear such that confusions. Next question. So the similarities between Public Service Commission and Election Commission. Both organs constitute head and some other members for helping and providing service to the government. The head and other members in both organs are appointed by President. Both remain for 6 years and retire at the age of 65 years old. PSC, Public Service Commission, conducts examination for selection of suitable candidates to appointed civil service. Election Commission conducts, supervise and control the election of all types for choosing federal representatives for federal, provincial and local bodies. It takes PSC takes written examination for requirement in Nepal Army, Nepal Police, Armed Force and any other civil service. EC prepare electoral rolls, means voter list for election. PSC provides suggestion on general principle to follow while making appointment or promotion in any protection mentioned above. Election Commission make people aware on importance of election and its procedure. Evaluate the role of Election Commission in successful conducting the election of federal level. How did biometric voting identity card enable the election of free and fair? The Election Commission played an important role in the election 3 levels for local, provincial and the federal parliament. It worked successfully despite any people possible to conduct election 3 levels within a year. It registered the name of political party to contest in election, issued biometric voter ID card. Besides it prepare the voter list, ballot paper, ballot boxes and launch Dumni voting in many places. Even made people aware about the election and their importance. Accordingly, it conducted election on scheduled date and published the name of winner and seat. Next question. Constitution of Nepal has provided fundamental and other constitutional provision to empower or develop women. How far it will be implemented? Yes, it has been implemented because women have get right to parental property. Women right means Constitution of Nepal has guaranteed a member women have guaranteed a number of rights to women. The member of fighters to women right violators. Yes, against women right violators. They are such right to reproductive health, safe operation, and other rights, and providing related inclusiveness, participation of women in legislative local bodies. Legislature have never have provided at least 33% representation of women out of total number. In the same way, if mayor is of village is men, then deputy mayor should be women. Define the parliamentary ruling system. Parliamentary ruling system is the system of governance in which the executive is formed from the legislature and become responsible to it. The head of state is normally different people from the head of government in the society. Advantages of parliamentary ruling system means it is faster and easier to pass legislation. There is division of power. Executive becomes responsible to its work. It can dissolve any time by legislature with vote of no confidence. There is less chance that a single person become autocratic. This demerits means there is chance of political instability. There might overlapping of work between the head of state and the head of government. In most cases, the head of the government is not directly elected by the people. There is lack of definite election calendar time because ruling party may declare postpone. It means it will prefer to conduct election in favorable time to gain majority vote. This cap have qualification for candidates means must be a Nepali citizen, must have crossed 25 years of age, must not have against the sovereignty and integrity of nation, must not be engaged in any criminal activities, has not held any beneficial post or government offices. Clarify the importance of election code of conduct. Election code of conduct refers to the set of instructions followed by the political parties and candidates constituting in the election. What role should election commission have played to implement election rule of conduct effectively? It can play a role to implement effectively by the election commission must circulate the election code of conduct to everyone. It should launch awareness campaign to make people aware about the election code of conduct. It should punish the candidate or person violating the code of conduct. It should strictly prohibit caste or proxy voted. The election commission has started using electronic voting machine in different ballot papers. Analyze the impact भनेको positive impact, transparent, secure and accurate, trustworthy and fast, no threat of ballot box theft, environment friendly, and negative impact, chance of hacking, no efficient for physically challenged people, threat of virus, lack of effective human resources. Describe the qualification for candidates. Already, must be Nepali citizens, must not have against the sovereignty, must not have engaged in criminal activity, has not held any beneficial post, must have age of 25 years old. Clarify the importance of election. The election commission must circulate the election code of conduct to everyone. It should launch awareness campaign to make people aware about election. It should punish the candidates, the person violating code of conduct. Already read. Now, what type of role government and stakeholders have in the promotion of human rights status in Nepal? The government, political parties, civil society, national, international education organization, human rights to people. They should launch awareness programs. They should work in the field like warning against the cases of violation of human rights, publicity of the values. They should raise their strong voice against discrimination. They should run different activities in the societies to protect human rights and fundamental rights. They should put pressure on the people should put pressure on the government for the appropriate punishment to the people who are involved in the violation of human right, he or she should be implemented in the TV newspaper article. Yes, and government is will have to develop suitable environment for the people express their opinions, exercise religious activities, observe culture. People should exercise their above mentioned rights respectively. And what plans do you have to make the role of national and international organization in the I present the following plans to make the role of national and international organization protection human rights. I request with various national and international organization concerned with the human right to conduct awareness program effectively in the society about the importance of need of human rights. Local government has to create suitable environment for this purpose. This organization should work in the field like warning against the violation of human rights, publicity of values, norms and values. They have to suggest the people in the society exercise rights, respecting the rights of other people. Similarly, they put pressure on government for punishment of people who are involved in case of violation of human rights. In the same way, I will help them to raise collective voice against discriminations on the basis of caste, culture, gender, occupation. They run different activities in the society for maintaining justice, equality, and human rights organizations should use various means of communication such as radio to publish human rights issues that importance of society. Yes, and this organization with coordination of government have to develop suitable environment for people to express their opinion, exercise duty. Our earth. Here directly the short question will come. If pie chart come, then first of all you need to find the total amount rupees anything, and then given data divided by total into 360 it will come, then you need to put in pie chart. Yes, it's very simple. Now write the four features of climate of tropical zone. Equatorial region is located in tropical zone which has hot climate. Grassland region, tropical grassland region is located in tropical zone. Tropical grassland, hot climate, and the tropical desert is located in this zone. Hot tropical desert is located in this zone. Tropical monsoon region is located in tropical zone. Summer is hot, wet, and winter is cold, dry. Tropical desert is located in this zone, very hot during the day, cold very the night. Equatorial climate, it is uniform throughout the year. Equatorial vegetation, there is the climate is uniform throughout the year. Seasonal change and equatorial vegetation. This is the dense forest with at least 3 layers of plant. Dense forest with at least 3 layers of plant. Equatorial climate, there is high humidity and rains during afternoon almost every day. In equatorial vegetation, the forest is evergreen with tall along the smaller trees as well as undergrowth, shrub and creepers. Tall, green, evergreen forest. Yes, write any four reasons for being high density of population in monsoon climate. This region experience enough rainfall and high temperatures as well as the soil of this region is fertile. Agriculture needs more rain, so people produce more children there. Population growth rate is high. No countries have made sustainable effort. If you reach in the Savannah grassland of Africa, Savannah, biggest grassland of Africa, four things that you can enjoy there. I can enjoy the beauty of nature and wildlife. I can have the animal safari, jeep safari. I can enjoy trekking. I can study the cultural richness of Savannah. I may face the following problem. I may suffer from the extreme hotness, risks of wildlife understood. I may not understood the language of their. I may not understood the culture. What sort of climate, vegetation, and lifestyle did you experience while going in Tarai to mountain region of Nepal? Climate. The climate of Tarai is subtropical monsoon climate, temperature 25 degree to 45 degree, and hilly region, warm climate in the lower and middle hilly part, cool climate. The temperature is 20 degree to 5 degree. Mountain region is coniferous, evergreen forest, uh, alpine forest, yes, and cool climate. Vegetation in Tarai region are subtropical evergreen forest. Lifestyle is agriculture, economic activities light cotton growth, yes, and hilly region is deciduous forest, alpine forest, salla, chap, and agriculture, animal husbandry, tourism are the main. And the mountain region has coniferous evergreen forest in the lower Himalayan, alpine forest in upper, yes, and animal rearing, trekking are the occupation. Bakhu Docha. What type of vegetation will you observe if you got opportunity to travel from equatorial region to the polar region? Equatorial evergreen forest, temperate deciduous forest, polar deciduous forest, coniferous evergreen forest, tundra vegetation. The next question is, give an introduction to tsunami and mention any three safety measures. Tsunami refers to the massive and violent wave of water generally from the sea and ocean due to earthquake. We have to remain alert. We have to move to the safe area after knowing possibility of tsunami locality. If you have to move to safe place due to possible occurrence to tsunami, you have to carry necessary bag, yes, and you have to do tsunami drill time, and often if you live in tsunami prone area. So many questions. What are the economic activities of cold climate? Hunting and fishing, lumbering, as the rain is good for pine trees. Many people live lumbering wood, log, and paper, furniture industries, fur trade. Fur means here. The agriculture USA, commercial in USA. The following points illustrate the lesson. Means we should develop irrigation system for more production, scientific modernization agriculture, hybrid improved seeds should be used, well managed market for selling. Then better economic progress, but and I'm going to learn about our past. Yes, our past. When was the 12-point degree agreement held? 12-point degree agreements are held on 7 Mangsi 2062 between the 7 political alliance and the CPN Maoist. And when was the Interim Rule Act of Nepal promulgated? The Interim Rule Act of Nepal was promulgated on 7th Chaitra 2007. And right in 12 points agreements. 12-point agreement was a political agreement done on 7th Mangsi 2062 between 7 party alliance and Maoists, which declared the Run Mass movement to, yes. And next question, which district is related with the Timburbote incident? Okhaldhunga Solukhumbu is related for the famous Timburbote assassination. What is the day 2063 fourth? 2063 just the four famous for 63 just famous 4 is famous for becoming secular state. Nepal becomes secular state when and what ended the war, First World War. The Treaty of Versailles signed in the Hall of Mirror of Versailles on 28th June 1919. 28th June ended the First World War. And mention any one features of Tripartite Treaty. A feature of Tripartite Treaty was a 10-member interim government to be formed, including 5 members from Nepali Congress and 5 members from Rana. What are the constitutional election held for second time? The election of Constitutional Assembly held on 4th Mangsi 2017. 4th Mangsi 2017. Present your views in points reform and their impact. My view in the reform and their impact are all the forests of kingdom were nationalized. The first people elected government of Nepal abolished the Birta land. The government established Tribhuvan University in 2016. BS diplomatic relationship with many countries. And next, You have studied the activities government formed during the period of 2007 to 17. Which government you like most? I like the government of Tanka Prasad Acharya formed on 3rd March 2012. This and I like the because a 5-year periodic plan was started. The Supreme Court was established. Nepal Rashtra Bank was established in 2013 BS. The government established diplomatic relations with one closest neighbor, China. 7th Phagun 2007 democracy was established. 15th Phagun 2015 Phagun 1 the Constitution of Kingdom of Nepal was promulgated. 2015 Phagun 7 first general election for parliament was held. 2017 post on King Mahendra seized democracy to started the panchayat system. This in 2031 Timbur Bote assassination. 2032 slogan politics for development. 2035 assassination of Ratna Kumar Bantava. 2036 declaration of the freedom. 42 Janakpur Bombard student. Why it is necessary to preserve and restore historical site? Because they are the pride of our ancient days, and we can see the creative project. It is the economic. It helps in the economic developments. Everyone likes to experience those architecture, so tourists can will be visit there, so there will be more work for local people. Restoration works require more skill and knowledge than simple building. Those higher salaries also contribute to boosting economy. Those sites are environment friendly. Renovation of buildings and places is important, but restoring the old ones is much as it is beneficial. Preservation and restoration is ultimate form of recycling. It is reduce construction waste and save energy that usually spent on manufacturing, transporting, new building. And present the list of similarities and differences between 2059 to 62 Panchayat and 59 to 62. Similarity: the Panchayat was the period of dysfunction, political transition. 2059 to 62. Prime Minister will work as the direction of king during the period of 58 to 62. The direct rule of king. The strong protects from people during the both period. Differences means happen in political condition. Panchayat system began after the inability of elected government. The direct rule of 58 to 62 appeared due to Maoist revolution that began in 52 years. During Panchayat period, there was not war between government and revolutionary party. During 58 to 68, there are the insurgencies to force were in war. Although Panchayat period was long period, the death number was less. Causes of first war: formation of hostile treaties, aggressive nationalism, international anarchy, absence of peacekeeping organization, deaths of colonies, military and race for manufacturing arms. The immediate cause. On 28 June 1914, the Crown Prince of Austria-Hungary was in 28 June 1914, the Crown Prince Prince of Austria-Hungary, or Duque Franz Ferdinand, along with his wife, visited the capital city of Bosnia. During the visit, a member of Black and 19 years old Bosnian student Gavrilo Princip murdered the couples shooting there from nearby. This murder happened the immediate cause. June 28, 1914. Second World War had begun after the attack of Hitler on Poland in 1939 and represented evaluation. Hitler had demanded Hitler was the person who across the sense of hollow nationalisms. He misused the support of common people and became autocratic. Hitler violated the Treaty of Versailles, increased the number of army. Hitler created the Rome, Berlin, Tokyo axis and started groupism. After the First World War, Hitler attacked Poland once Poland refused to return Danzig and Polish corridor to it. Although the pro-democrats in Nepal had increased since 2007, based panchayat system, only freedom 2000, immature political parties, illiteracy, no free and fair election, proxy vote. Achievements of the revolution 62-63 are typical than the previous resolution clarify. This government of Federal Republic in Nepal, it was possible to make constitution. Yes, and this movement makes secularism in state inclusive came in practice. Citizenship from mother's name became possible. A citizen's son became the heir of the state. Non-resident Nepalese also got citizenship. 240 years monarchical system was removed. Compare clearly among periodic election, referendum, and election of Constituent Assembly in points. Periodic elections. Such elections are taken periodically after interval of certain time. They conducted mostly of purpose of forming legislative body, local bodies, municipal executive agendas related to development. High importance during such election. Referendum is such a form of election that does not take periodically. It occurs once every few time in the historic country. It is conducted when a nation has to make decision on a very serious national issues. Then people choose one generally two option. The option gets majority of vote wins and decision is made accordingly. Such election is not centered on development agendas but the very national issues. Similarly, referendum is not conducted for any government body, unlike periodic election of Constituent Assembly. Election of Constituent Assembly is done to select the group of people to form the constitution. Yes, there was the political so much question is left. Let's describe effect of Second World War. Destruction of life and property. America emerged as the first world power. The birth of UNO. Effect of Nepal means the Second World War had effect on Nepalese life as well. There are discussed what is about economic activities, yes, and right into features of economic planning. They prefer fixed period of time. They have in budget allocation for national development. What will Nepal to make hydropower more effective? Foreign capital must be utilized. Two ways to utilize water resources is generating hydroelectricity, utilizing them for irrigation. Yes, and what can be role of the government for tax? The government of Nepal should bring new act regarding taxation as per the principle of federalism to improve tax system. And what is the positive impact of insurance? Insurance reduce risks of life and property. Inspection of markets should be done regularly to control adult adulteration of consumers good, means mixing of chemicals. uh, what are right which comes under the consumer's right, or right which comes under the consumer's right is to choose the good quality goods. And importance of economic plan helps to eradicate poverty. What are the possibilities of tourism development in Nepal? Historical and archaeological places are there. Facilities of transportation and communication, accommodation, entertainment, hospitality, security. This mountain tourism means for trekking, numbers of advantages, activities, cycling, rock climbing. Religious tourism means it is the place of Lord Buddha. There are lots of the religious sites and pilgrims possess high to grab attract tourists. Sport tourism, many sport, elephant polo, hockey, yes, will be played here. And next thing is how can foreign employment made safe? we should know the policies, strict plans. Government should develop strict law supervision to check control illegal employees. There should be provision of insurance compensation. The illegal unauthorized manpower agencies should be punished. So much question left there. Loss of women. The foreign employment have important contribution of Nepalese worker union economy. Mention 3 negative effect of foreign employment. Okay, loss of human resources, stagnation in the development process, backward. Yes, the distortion of culture and its pollution. They get low income in out because of low level education, low level skill on technology, low bargaining skill. So we mention the features of cooperative. Cooperative fulfill the common needs of people. The membership of cooperatives are open to everyone. The economic benefits and loss distributed equally. Cooperative are autonomous and independent. 50 everybody. Now how it has helps to economic growth. It develops habit of saving, capital formation, foster economy, bring out development in the life and individual, eradicate poverty, responsible in work, develop corporation. And unit 9 international understanding. Yes, and very short question answer. What can be method to localization of effect? Localization can be made before effective by promoting local goods and service. UN formed by 15 members, 5 permanent: USA, Britain, France, Russia and China, and non-permanent other. Mention anyone support UNFPA. UNFPA can for safe pregnancy and birth in the community. Then what type of support can UNICEF provide? UNICEF World General Organs and Child Labor. It provides day lunch to school children. Right, anyone played Nepal as UN member. Nepal has been contributing in the world peace by sending its peacekeeping force conflicting areas. The UNAIDS has the main slogan zero HIV infection, zero discrimination and zero death rate. What do you mean by atomic power? Atomic power is the energy generated through scientific process of atomic fusion and fission. Right? A negative impact which causes by the globalization, there only loss of culture, way of life, and Bismatic Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical Economic Corporation. Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Corporation. Nepal, China. What are globalization of positive भनेको positive aspect of global